So we'll see today something with test cases. Okay. So like test, first one is there are two phases, right? Test design. Okay. Test design phase. Okay, and execution phase. Okay, so there are two phases here. Okay, test design and execution phase. So what and all you do in your test design phases? Okay. Get the requirement document. Okay, and next one is split. Okay, and you write test scenarios. Okay, after that you write test cases. Okay, after test scenario is written, it will be reviewed. Okay, after test scenarios will be written, it will be reviewed. Okay, and after a test cases will be written, and this will also will be reviewed. So everything is reviewed, right? You would have studied a verification, right? Verification is nothing but checking. After that, test data will be prepared. Okay, after that it will be updated in RT. Okay, then environment will be ready. Environment will be ready. Okay, so this is the okay. Okay. Next one is right execution. Execution means okay. Now we'll do after this one, after the test environment is ready. Now you'll in your execution phase you get the code. Okay, do sanity testing. If passed, right, you do you go for further rounds of test. Okay, so you pass, what you do is you go to the further rounds of testing. So this is the order in which you are going to do. Okay, and next one is you run the code. Okay, start doing levels of testing. Okay, levels of testing. Okay, and right, you compare expected. Compare expected result and actual result. If same, uh, like you will mention it as pass. If not, you mention it as right. This is what you do, right? Then you prepare a bug report. Okay. Then track bug. Okay. Prepare log report. Okay. Then right. Update in RTM. These are all things which you do in your execution phase, right? So then what you do is you update in RTM. Okay. Then this is what you do, right? And you will attend different triage meetings, everything, right? So all these things added in your point, right? So all these things you do add in your defect triage meeting. So all these things you do in your execution phase. Okay. Now we'll
Sir,
see. Yeah.
I have one doubt.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, if passed, you do further round of testing. then we run the code. Actually, as a manual tester, we don't have to go for this step, right? Run the code
Which one?
above, like, just above.
This one, huh?
No, just above, like, run the code is there, like,
Which just above means what line? Can you just tell it, right? Compare this one,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, 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 yeah,
This
just above
this
that.
this one, huh? This one.
Yeah, yes, before that, run the code you have written. So,
See,
like,
run the code means I'm not telling about the code. It's about the application. Say suppose, right? Run. Now I didn't mention in that point of view. You give Facebook. Okay. This is called running the code, right? You go there, enter some values. Okay. You enter some other values here, and you click submit. This is what you. It's called execution, right? Running the application.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next is we'll see test case writing. Okay. Test case.
Sir, you please provide this video for today, sir.
Yeah. I'll do. See,
Yeah,
test
yeah.
case, right? Positive test case and negative test case. Okay. So test case can be divided into three flows. Okay, three flows. Okay. Uh, Positive test case, negative test case. Okay. Exceptional test case. Okay. And alternate test case. Okay. And alternate test case. Positive test case, negative test case, exceptional test case, and alternate test case, right? Positive test case means, for example, valid log. Right? This one is invalid log. So when writing, you should cover all these things. That is what my point is. What it are.
Yes.
Exceptional test case means, okay. Uh, like for example, right? Exceptional test case means, for example, right? Login expired. Right? Login expired. Next one is alternate test case, right? Forgot password. So you make sure you are covering all these four cases while writing test case. That is what I'm telling you. Okay, so make sure you are covering positive test case, negative test case, exceptional test case, okay, alternate test case, and also integration test case. Okay. So you will write right integration test case also. That also integration, right? Okay. Integration. Integration test case, right? So make sure you are covering all this while writing a test case. And test case should be simple, okay, understandable, okay. Then right, you should cover both positive, negative should be covered. Every positive test case, there should be a negative test case. There should be a negative test case, right? And next one is it's not a how many test case you are writing, okay, how effectively you are writing, that is important. Okay, Okay, this is wrong. Like how, not how many, not this one is yes. Yes, you should write how effectively, right? Not that how many test cases you are writing, how effectively you are writing. Okay, so it should be readable also, understandable, readable. So make sure you are writing all those things. These are all some rules, right? Follow, write templates. Okay, naming conventions, right? Of test case. You make sure you are following all these things properly. Okay. So make sure you are following this properly. That's very, very important, right? Next one is like all your steps, everything, right? Everything, your description should be proper. Description, steps, everything should be proper, right? And your test data, if you are giving any test data, everything should be proper, right? So make sure your everything is like neatly done, right? It should be communicatable. It should be very. It should, this is a communication medium, right? It should be communicatable. So there are some rules, right? Your company will follow some rules. Okay. So make sure you are doing using all those things while writing your test case. Okay. We'll see some sample test case today. Okay.
So I have one question.
Yeah.
In interview, if an interviewer will ask, like, have you written any test data in for in your test case template? So, and can you give an example? Then, what would be the response for that? Like,
See, then you should tell, right? We see we here write test data parameters. If I'm writing this right, see here right Chennai, it becomes a test data, right?
okay,
See here is parameter. If I am entering value here, that becomes a test data, right?
okay, okay.
Understood.
Hmm.
Test data means the input which you enter, that's called as a test data. See, if you are entering values here, that becomes a test data. Some companies will have a separate column called as test data. In that, they will enter the test data.
Okay,
Okay, you tell whether your company is following test data or not, right? Or in we have a separate sheet called test data sheet. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay, so in that
okay,
also we can have, or we can have here itself add one column and prepare test data sheet.
okay.
Okay, see there are some columns which we can add here. Like so, for example, right, different companies follow different way, right? This is the basic. This is not an project level test case. This is just an like academy level test case. Okay, so this is not a project level test case. This is just basically an academic level test case. Don't think it's a project level, but we are following one company standard, MNC company standard. But we can add here some columns. For example, right, test data I can add. Okay, and I can add right test data I can add it, right? So then what are the other columns we can add? We can write what type of testing we can add, like for example, functional testing or integration testing. What type of testing? This different company follow different standard, right? That is based with the company. So that is depends upon the companies. Okay. So this is what you should understand. Okay. Next one
Okay.
is right. Okay. We'll then we'll go right to the test case format, right? We'll actually run this test case. We'll create a new test case and we'll understand, right? Okay. I'm just going to the last. Okay. I'm just creating one new test case here in the same sheet, right? I'm just creating a new test case. I'm not mixing with the old one. Okay. I'm just copying the column also for your understanding. Okay, this is for your column also for your understanding, right? I will write from the first. Okay, guys, sorry, like there was like interrupt in the current. Okay, guys, will continue. Are you there, right? You're there, right?
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me, madam.
Sorry for interruption.
No, 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 tell me.
Um, just I joined a little late, so I unable to grasp it. Can we use BVA ECP over here? Because in testing technique, just I have read somewhere that we have to use BVA ECP testing technique, but where I don't know. But
I'll tell
means
you.
boundary analysis
I'll tell
here
you.
we can here
I'll
or
tell you.
not.
We'll add. We'll add. Wait, wait. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll add. We'll add. See, this is scenarios we have. Okay, for this we'll write a test case. Okay, we have some scenarios like case artist application, right? Valid search, invalid search, mandatory field, one-way trip, retrieval from not the database. We'll give details. Okay, retrieving the relevant details.
Sir, could you please also share the Excel sheet for our reference?
I already shared this one actually.
Okay, maybe I joined the group late,
Okay.
so
See
could you
this.
please.
Yeah, I'll do. No problem. Okay, so this is. I'll do it. So this is the test case ID, right? Always you start with your TC underscore 01, right? This will be a test case ID. And next will be a test case description. You should write for the first scenario, right? Application case, artist application, valid search, right? So you should write test cases for that. We should write like this, right? Uh, to check that. Or you can use validate that user is able to search with valid bus tickets. Okay, it should be in a meaningful way. Okay, so after I'll after entering right, okay. See, different companies follow different way, right? So each one has their own way. This is one way, right? You can also have some different way. Okay. Or some companies they won't write all these things, right? No need to waste time. They'll just we can write this way or we can write this way also. Just this is enough, right? You can tell the steps also, or you can tell simply tell to check that user is able to search with a valid bus details. That's it. You can simply finish also. It depends, right? Depends upon the how the company they are following, right? Next, I'm just entering this pre-request, right? Pre-request means, as I told you yesterday, application should be opened in the browser. That is called as a pre-request. The application should be opened in the browser, right? Next, right? Next, it is test data parameters. What is test data parameters? Means what are the parameters in your application? Like for example, KSRTC, right? One. Right? What are the parameters? Right? One way is one parameter. From is one parameter. Okay. So what are the parameters you have in your application? Okay. So one way, from, to, onward date, onward time, number of passengers, services, all these things are fields in your application, your module. All these modules are you are giving in your parameters. If you enter this Chennai, it becomes a test data. But if you give only from, that is a parameter. Parameter is a field name, but input is called as your test data, right? Here you are giving only the parameter. Next one is a post condition. Post condition means,
Sir, hello.
yeah,
So can you please repeat what is the parameter means?
see, email is a parameter, password is a
Okay.
parameter, okay. First name is a parameter, surname is a parameter. What is data? If I enter ABC, it's a data, right? Password, some XYZ, it's a data, right? So what I'm entering is a test data. The field name is called as a parameter.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
See, this one, different companies follow different standard, right? But this is one way. I'm telling, right? I'm not telling only this is not the only way. But they follow different standards, and this is also one way here. Okay, so you can follow this also. Okay, if you need, right? Sorry, I'm using laptop. I don't have a mouse here, so a little bit I feel little bit tough to use all this Excel. If I use laptop, that won't be a problem. From PC, if I have mouse. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, next one is steps, right? For one-way trip, what you'll do? Okay, click one-way, right? Radio. I click one-way radio button, right? Next one is okay. Sorry, one-way radio button should be clicked. Snacks, expected result, right? Okay. Next one is one-way radio button is clicked. Okay, like that you'll write. This is after execution. Till expected result, it will be in your test design phase. Okay, if both is same, you tell pass, right? Otherwise, you tell fail, right? So this is one way. Same thing, right? You write for from with, right? From, if it is a drop down, right? select, right, from place, from the from okay, like that you do. Okay. Next you give the to field, right? Same thing, copy and paste. The problem is I don't have a mouse here. Okay, to field, right? Next one is onward date, right? Onward, right? Select, okay, date from the okay. Return date calculate. And like that you keep on writing your steps, right? If it is in the text box, you use enter, right? If it is on like drop down, you use select. So like that you have your okay. Then you give enter, okay, number of. I'm just passengers, number of passengers. Okay, so the number of passengers field like that you do, right? Same thing you can do selected, right? From place. No, it's not a field, sorry, right? Drop down. Selected to place should be displayed in the from return. This is from, right? This is sorry to. There will be some mistakes here, so should basically review it. Are you hearing, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Let it be a mistake. Leave it. So my doubt is
Yeah.
we can only write a fail condition. Fail. Why we are writing pass? Because defect will come if the expected result and actual result will not same. Then we
See,
can use when the
that's why,
fail.
right? You see, if expected, you go there. See, you write one test case, right? You write one test case, right? You are entering username and you are entering password and clicking submit button. See, your expectation is it should go log into the next page, right? But if it's not login, what you'll do? You'll write as a fail, right? So then you tell it's not login and you make it as a fail, right? Instead of pass it, you fail. That's it, right?
Yes, that only we should write. But why we're writing past conditions also? Well, if we will see
No,
the
no. See,
fail,
how will you know a particular test case has been passed without writing?
just we have to check. We have to validate everything and we have to check.
See,
That will
pass
come.
condition also you should write, fail condition also you should write, right?
We have to write both the things.
Both the things you should write, right?
Okay, okay, got it.
Always, right? The first test case is a tough one, but rest everything is a copy and paste. First, when setting up the sheet is difficult, but rest everything, if you notice, right, just copy and change. That's it. From the true term. Selected from place is displayed, right? Like the same thing, right? You give is display, that's it. Okay, then you copy this one and paste here. Is displayed in the tool list, right? Okay. Then same thing, right? You copy this one. Same thing, change it to selected. Selected date from the this is where the reviewer comes into important picture, right? I'll do some mistakes, right? Someone can read that and tell what is the error. Like there might be spelling mistakes, right? There might be description might not be clear. So these are all I might make mistakes, right? So this is where the reviewer plays a very very important role here. Like that you should do. Okay, same thing you write for this onward. Copy paste. This is the onward, right? Just change it to return date. That's it. Next one is enter number of passengers. Same thing.
Hello, sir. I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, why should you write both, sir, actual and accepted results? It will be same, right?
See, that's why you should understand. This still expected result you will write in your design phase. I told right. In this phase,
Okay.
you will write the expected result. That is before execution.
Oh, okay.
Expected
Thank you, sir.
result will be written before execution. This is will be
Okay.
written here. After it's reviewed, finally approved, then only go for execution.
Okay.
I told right, you compare expected result and actual result. If both
Yeah,
is
yeah.
same, you tell pass. Otherwise, you tell fail.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, it means that up to actual result column, that all that comes in text test design phase.
Yeah, till expected result, it will come in your test design phase.
Okay, okay. Yes, sir. In actual, when it comes to actual column, it will be in execution
Yeah, it will be.
column.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I got it.
I need the number of passenger speed. Okay. So you tell pass. Okay. Next you tell pass. Okay. Then next one, last one, right? You click search button. Okay. So the search button you should write for the test case which you wrote. Okay. So you copy this one. User should be able to. Now instead of is, right? User is able to. Is able to search with the valid details. Okay, so user is able to search with the valid bus detail. User is able to search with the valid button. Then like that, you should finish it. This is how we should finish the. Okay. So this is how we should finish it. Like that, you do. Same thing. What you do is you should copy and paste. You should write that for next one for the invalid details. Okay, same thing you copy here. Okay, and paste in the next line, and you do it for your invalid test case. Like that, you do. That's it. You change that into valid, and you do for the invalid. Like that, you should form your test case. Okay. So like that, you should keep on writing the we saw right. Like that, you start writing for the test case. Like that, you can write 1, 2. Like that, you can start writing for the test case. You have any doubt here?
Hello. Yeah, sir, you mean to say that first, in one test case we have to write for positive and one we have to write for negative.
That's why, right? For make sure you're at least you're writing for every positive test case. There is usually some negative test case.
Okay, the four steps which you told, like positive, negative, alternative.
You
Uh,
make sure you are covering all those test case here.
okay, okay,
Okay.
fine.
So first you make sure you just write all the high level test cases. Then there is one test case called a field level validation, testing with individual fields like from field, to field, onward time, return time, number of passengers. You are checking with individual fields. Okay. So you should check with the individual fields. Got it clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, guys. Okay, so this is how you should write your test case. I'll give this Excel sheet by seeing that you can write this all these test cases, and you let me know. We'll see. Okay.
Yeah, sir, one doubt, like somebody has asked, can you give an example of post condition?
See, post condition means right. Uh, Post condition, right? There is something called as pre-requisite and post condition, right?
Yeah, prerequisite we understood, sir. Like before
Launch,
starting testing, what is?
launching a browser, right?
Yeah.
What is needed for executing, that is called as a prerequisite. Okay.
Yes, yes.
What happens to the application after executing? Maybe it should navigate or not navigate. Should navigate. If it is a valid, should navigate. If it is an invalid, should not navigate. That is called as a post condition. You got it?
Yes, yes.
This is how you should write. Okay, so if you have any doubt, my advice is you take any one application, write some at least 10, 15 test cases, and you show me. I'll tell you like what is the problem you have. I'll tell you. I'll review it and I'll tell you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sir, last time you have shared one test scenario template
Okay.
last time. So we can just refer that template and we can go by writing like
Sure,
test
sure,
scenario
sure,
by
sure,
taking any, right?
sure,
And
sure.
also like can you like now you have shared the test case template, right, in
Yeah,
today's class?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. So by comparing both, we can just go ahead with by taking any application.
Sure, sure, sure.
Sir, I have one more doubt. Today I had an interview, so they asked me in your company which testing methodology you followed.
Methodology means they're asking a process.
I got confused. So I just said that I was following agile methodology. I simply said that.
Okay.
But he was asking in your company which methodology you are following.
Yeah, it's more of agile. You can tell. You tell like agile. In agile, we go for Scrum. We have a Scrum master. We have a Scrum meeting. We have a retrospective meeting. Like that, you can talk about the methodologies. You can try to explore something about agile, and you can speak about agile.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And that is right. You explore more about Agile. You have Scrum, like you have extreme programming, and you can tell, right? We follow Scrum in our like in our project, and we follow this
Uh-huh.
all these things. We follow like we have a Scrum master, Scrum meeting. We have a retrospective meeting. Like that, I will take one separate class for Agile.
Sir, I it is by request. Everything goes well when attending the interview, but the main issue that arises is like explaining the project or in which I am working. Though I have the knowledge of project, but when it comes to explanation, it all gets jumbled up. So
Yeah,
so
same thing like Pramod, right? Yesterday we spoke in the call, right?
yes,
See,
yes,
project,
yes. You
right?
have
If
told
you
me.
really you have the feel, you'll tell well, right? See, suppose, right? Suppose I'm asking you one question, right? What you did in a 4 years college, right? You can tell me, right? I went first year, we did these things, right? And we went to like a lot of places, we visited a lot of places, we visited a lot of friends, like homes, we went to their places, like that you will feel and tell, right? Am I understanding, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
See, because you did all those things in the 4 years in your college life, you did all those things, but you never went to college. I'm asking you what you did in your college. Then what you'll do, you'll imagine and tell. I'm understood.
Yes, yes.
See, feeling and telling is different, and imagining and telling is really different.
Okay, okay.
That is
Yeah,
why
sir.
you should have the real understanding of the application. You should work in that application. If you work in that application, then you will have that feel, and the way of telling will change.
Mhm. Okay.
Understood? You won't not
Yes.
only talk about the project, you will tell about the problems you will face in the project. You got it right. You won't talk only about the project. Like these are the problems we face. These are the critical bugs we face, right? And
Okay.
we overcame these challenges, right? We reported in this bug tracking tool. This is a SVN tool, configuration management tool we are using, and we are using this model. You itself will start talking about that when a question is asked. Otherwise, you will tell only about the project. See, feeling and telling is completely different when compared to right imagining and telling, right? So that is why you should have the feel of you should work in one small project. Then you'll have that feel of like telling that project. That is what my answer is.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah.
Okay, guys, right? I will see you tomorrow, right? Okay, bye.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Okay, yeah, thank you.